welcome to the Bird Season Podcast. I'm your host, Frank. Here, we will be talking about the Philadelphia Eagles during the season, stat, news, opinions, and more. So if you're a diehard Eagles fan, this is where you want to be right now, okay? Now, before we get into this episode, I was planning just to go ahead and do the episodes after the game, like a game recap. But then I started thinking, I was like, hey, you know what? Why not do like a pre-game episode as well? So basically, just releasing an episode prior to the following game, and then we'll do a recap as well. So it's like a bang bang type of thing. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. And I'm planning to actually have people on the podcast as well. I have a buddy of mine that's also an Eagles fan that I'm planning to actually have on hopefully sometime next week or the following week. Got to make that plan just to have more than one person in their opinion of the Eagles and how we're looking. And since we're in the beginning of the season, there's little to talk about right now just because we're starting the season. But once we get further into the season, then, I'm definitely going to try to have more people involved in the podcast, like have guests on, like my brother, my friends, a few people, just to talk football and talk about the Eagles and talk about how the season is coming along and things like that. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. And I noticed that there's not a lot of Philadelphia Eagle podcasts out there. There's a few of them. Hopefully this is your destination for anything Philadelphia Eagles. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and talk about injury reports. So I'm thinking about doing this, like I said, game recaps after the game and then pregame episodes. So with the pregame episodes, I'm going to talk about injury reports. Now, I don't have the most up-to-date injury report due to the fact that in reality, this is recorded earlier than what you probably think, though it's released a certain day. So here I have the injury reports for Thursday being the latest. We have J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, ankle issues. He was limited in practice on Thursday. Then I have Brandon Brooks, knee. He was limited in practice on Thursday as well. Fletcher Cox, he was resting. Who else do I have here? I have Landon Dickerson, knee. He was fully practicing. He's an offensive lineman, if you didn't know. Marcus Epps, the safety, he got hurt last week against Atlanta. He had a concussion. He was limited in practice. Then we have Zach Ertz with a hamstring injury. He was resting, and he was limited in practice as well. Brandon Graham, fully practiced. Lane Johnson, fully practiced. Jason Kelsey, fully practiced. Ryan Kerrigan, he was out for personal matter, but he fully practiced. He did not practice on Wednesday due to whatever issues was going on with him personally, but Thursday he fully did practice. Then you have Ronnie McLeod, knee. He was limited in practice. Miles Sanders, ankle. He fully practiced on Thursday. He was questionable, but now from what I see, he's actually going to play, which is a plus because we need this run game to be rolling this week against the Niners. So Darius Slay, he fully practiced on Thursday. Davion Taylor, linebacker, he had a calf injury, but he was fully practicing on Thursday. Cornerback Avonte Maddox, he has a groin injury, and he was limited in practice for Thursday. So with that being said, hopefully a lot of these players, a lot of them are just depth players, but these starters, hopefully they're healthy enough to play against the Niners because that's who we're playing this week, and we're playing them at home at the Link. So I'm excited for that. The first game at home this season against a legit team, like a team that in reality is a playoff caliber team, and I'm excited and dying to see how this comes out, how this game turns out. So, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about the Niners because honestly, I think that this game is going to mean a lot for us. It means a lot, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? I'm going to tell you why. because the 49ers are a legit playoff team. Like, they are a legit playoff team. They went to the Super Bowl, I think it was 2-3 years ago. They are a legit playoff caliber team and even a Super Bowl caliber team when healthy. So that means a lot. And to be honest with you, I'm excited to see how we do against the Niners because, yeah, we demolished, we blew out the Atlanta Falcons. But keep in mind as well the fact that the coach that was on the other side, Atlanta's coach, he was a rookie coach as well. And I'm not saying that that's a reason that they suck, because in reality, Nick Sirianni is a rookie coach as well, a rookie head coach as well. Still, we won, but you have to keep that in mind. That team is building, and they're rebuilding that team, and a lot of that team, they're young. A lot of them, like the main veteran, if you really think about it, the person that has the most time with that team is Matt Ryan. A lot of the other players are younger. So, like I said, you have to take that into consideration when you think about our win against Atlanta. Now, don't get me wrong. It was a dominant performance. It was amazing. I was happy to see how Jalen Hurts played. I was happy to see the defensive line be dominant, even our offensive line dominating their defensive line. Like, I was happy with the outcome of last week's game. But this week is a whole entire different beast. Like I said, the 49ers are a well-coached team. This coach has been there. Kyle Shanahan is an amazing coach nonetheless, and he's an offensive-minded coach. And that defense as well is really, really good. Like, we cannot sleep on this team. So, jumping from Atlanta to the 49ers, now this is a legit challenge and a legit game. So, like, for example, any analyst or anybody that's going to watch this game, they're going to see how we play against the Niners. And if we win, they're going to talk about us being a legit playoff team, even though it's going to be extremely early to be saying that. But they're going to say that there's a high possibility that we can make it to the playoffs and win the NFC East. The reason being is because you have the Dallas Cowboys, who lost to Tampa Bay, who are Super Bowl champs and clearly a playoff team this year. And if we're capable of beating a team like the Niners early on in the season and go 2-0, that's already looking good for us in the East. Just saying. So honestly, I'm excited about this game. I'm excited. Hopefully all goes well. Like I said, they have a legit defense, a legit offense. Jimmy Garoppolo is not a player to take lightly. And then, they have that rookie quarterback. I forgot. Not Trevor. My bad. I forgot his name already, but his last name, Lance, I think it was. Still, my thing, Trey Lance. Got it. Don't kill me. Okay. Trey Lance, they got Trey Lance. So, they're going to mix them up because that's what they did last week when the Niners played. So, and I believe they played Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. And Detroit almost came back. Yeah. So, they are a legit team. They got a really good defense, really good offense. They have some players that are going to be out. Their running back is going to be out. So that's gonna Raheem Mostert is out, so that's one thing. And then Vereen, I think it is, the cornerback, he's out. So they do have some chess pieces that are gonna be out, which can be beneficial to us. But I still wouldn't sleep on the Niners. Like I said, I still wouldn't sleep on the Niners. They're a well-coached team. They do have some depth on the offense and defensive side. And this is a team that in reality can beat us and beat us badly if we're not on our A game. And that's the truth. And I'm just happy that we're actually healthy. And I hope we stay healthy throughout the game, throughout the season, because that's really, really important for us to even make it to the playoffs if we're going to make it there, and consistency as well. But to be honest, I'm really, really looking forward to this matchup. This matchup is going to talk a lot about the Eagles and the team that we have at this moment. We do have a young nucleus, and we are a young team. Our offensive line is all veterans, if you really think about it. They all have experience, but our receivers and our quarterback, they're very young. Like I said, it's a young nucleus. So I would love to see how Jalen Hurts plays against a team with a legit pass rush and a legit well-coached team. Because, like I said, in Atlanta, we dominated, and it was a great game. It was a dominating game. We looked good. Jalen Hurts looked great. But then again, Atlanta's defense wasn't really good either. So, this game we're going to be able to see what Jalen Hurts can actually do, what Devontae Smith can actually do, what Jalen Reagor can actually do, what this offensive line can actually do against a fierce, dominating defensive line, defensive front seven, because they have really good linebackers too. And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot to look forward to in this game. So I hope you guys are excited the way I'm excited, because to be honest with you, this is going to be a game that nobody's going to want to miss. This is a game that's going to set the tone for the season. If we can start the season 2-0, we're one step closer to possibly winning the NFC East and possibly making it to the playoffs. So that 2-0, because you already have Dallas that's 0-1. You have the Giants 0-2. You have Washington 1-1. So if we can start off with a 2-0 record, we're already heading the right direction, and I'm looking forward to that. Now, my expectations for this game is us playing smart football and an all-around good defensive game and effort. Like, honestly, my expectations, these are my expectations, and hopefully the coaches get this down right. We have to play smart football. We cannot put Jalen Hurts in a position where he's basically, I understand he's very mobile. He can run the ball, which is good. But you don't want this guy getting hit consistently and running for his life. You don't want that. And like I said, the Niners have a really, really good rush defense. Like they have pass rushers on that line that can get to the quarterback at any given time. And we seen, in the Baltimore and Las Vegas game, you can have a running quarterback, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to escape every single time. If you have a good pass rushing defense, whether you're mobile or not, you're going to get hit. And the last thing you want is Jalen Hurts to consistently be getting hit. Whether they sack him or not, that's one thing, but no quarterback likes to get hit in the pocket. No quarterback. That's the truth. So the last thing we need is for our quarterback to be getting hit consistently. So we got to play smart football. And that defense has to be dominant. Has to be dominant like they were last week against Atlanta. Like, I need to see pass rush. As a matter of fact, I need to see Fletcher Cox get to the quarterback more this week than last week. I need Brandon Graham to get to the quarterback again this week. I need Hargrave, the same thing. I need that all. I need all of that this week against the Niners. Because to be honest with you, the truth of the matter is that Jimmy Garoppolo, he's a pocket passer. He can move in the pocket. He knows how to get out of the pocket, and he can run, but he's not a mobile quarterback. We need to hit this man, and we need to hit him early on, set the tone in the game, let him know that we're there to stay, and that we're going to be all up in his face all game long. Because with that being done, with us setting the tone, that's going to be one of the keys to winning this game, and that is my expectations. I expect the defense to play lights out, to play dominating football, and I expect our offense to actually play smart and no turnovers. No turnovers. I don't expect turnovers. No fumble, no interception. Knock on wood. Whatever the case may be, because, I don't expect no jinxing or anything like that. But still, that's what I expect. Now, My what I have down as keys to winning this game, and I spoke about it just about a minute ago. Defense. Defense is key. Like, to be honest with you, watching the first game against Atlanta, the defense looked so good. To be honest with you, it was almost surreal. Like, I don't remember the last time our defense looked that good. And now we're playing against an opponent that is legit, an opponent that is playoff bound if the team continues to stay healthy throughout the season. I believe that if our defense can be dominant like last week against a team of this caliber, I think we win this game. Because that indicates that our defense is it's a playoff defense. It's a defense that is bound to be in the playoffs. It is a championship caliber defense, like I said, because the 49ers are no slouch. They are a legit winning team, coached really well by a really good coach. And this is a Super Bowl appearing team that wasn't too long ago. So if our defense can stop their offense and really put us in positions to win, we got a championship caliber defense, people. And as long as they stay healthy, I am looking forward to the season in general. Clearly, being an Eagles fan, you're looking forward to it, but nobody likes a loser. So if we can win this game, I am definitely looking forward to the remaining of the season, because I feel like if we can beat them, we can beat other playoff-bound teams. As well as defensively, we have to play smart, no-turnover football. The reason why I say that is because, like I said, San Fran, they have a really good offense. They really do, regardless if Raheem Mostert is playing or not, which he's not because he's out for the season. The point is, they have Deebo Samuel. They have a few players. They got, George Kittle. They have some beast of players on that team. They have firepower. And to be honest with you, we don't want to keep our defense out there. So we don't want to turn over the ball at all on offense. We want to play smart football. And to be honest, to have a smart game against the Niners is to run the ball. We have to run the ball. Like we have to have a strong run game against the Niners. And I know they got Fred Warner, and I know that they have a good defensive line and everything like that. But get them tired, chew up clock, chew up the time. Run the ball. If we can have a strong run game, that'll be great. You want to double Nick Bosa and do a lot of short screens to keep the defenses on their toes. Honestly, last week against Atlanta, we did a lot of wide receiver screens, a lot of running back screens. That's what we need to do. We need to do a lot of short to intermediate passes. That's what we need to do. We need to throw. We don't need to go deep. Yeah, we'll probably throw a deep pass here and there just to let them know that we have that in our back pocket. But at the same time, smart football, chew up the clock, run the ball. You have option plays. You have all these things that you can do now that you have Jalen Hurts, and have Jalen Hurts roll out a lot. So you know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and run the ball and do a lot of play actions, bubble screens, things of this sort, just to make sure that you don't put Jalen Hurts in a position to turn over the ball, as well as chew up the clock and let the defense really win us this game. Because like I said, the 49ers are a legit team. They are really, really good. And I'm not saying that we can't win this game. I feel like we can. After watching last week's, regardless of the outcome, regardless of the team that we played, because we dominated that team, and I expected us, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think that we would win the game, but if we did win the game, I expected us to win by 3, by a field goal or so, a field goal or 2. I didn't expect us to dominate that much. So if we can play that type of football, smart, no turnover football, great defense, I expect a close game. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I do not expect a blowout in this game at all, either ways. Because if we play the way that we played against Atlanta, I believe that we can come out victorious. I'm not sitting here saying we're going to blow out the Niners because that's probably not going to happen. That's a slight chance that that may happen. But I personally believe we can win and beat the Niners and possibly beat them by a touchdown. If not, probably by 3 points. And you know what? If we do lose to the Niners, which I ain't trying to lose to the Niners because I want more hope than what I have right now. If we do lose to the Niners and we lose by 3 points or something like that, I still think that we're victorious because it proves that we can hang in there against playoff caliber teams. And it just indicates that when we play against the Cowboys, when we play against Washington, when we play against the Giants, that we're going to be a dominating team against them, that we're going to be beating them down. And I expect that this year because, to be honest, last year we didn't look good at all. This is a team that we're used to winning. The last few years, it hasn't been easy for us. But if you grew up in the era of McNabb and, Brian Westbrook and all of them, and the 2000 defense with Brian Dawkins and all Trent Cole, Javon Curse, I believe. If you grew up around that period of time, you're used to the winning because I'm used to the winning. And I expect us to get back on track and back to that point. So this game is an indication of how the season is going to go. Because in reality, when you look at our schedule, we're probably playing only 3-4 teams at most that are playoff bound. So, if we can beat one of those playoff-bound teams, the Niners, there is so much more to look forward to. So, that's just my whole thing. That is what I'm looking forward to. So, yeah, those are my keys for us to win. And hopefully we can execute. And, Jalen Hurts has another outstanding game. The way he played against Atlanta, hopefully he can redo that, throw all those touchdowns and run for a few himself, and we're looking good. But with all that being said, thanks for tuning into the Bird Season Podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Next week, we play against the Niners. Well, this Sunday, we play against the Niners, so let's go, Birds.